Hello and welcome to the Trade Ideas Market Recap for Thursday, January the 8th. My name is Barry Enerson. I'm the moderator of the room. This is the address to get into the room, and you can log in with your Facebook or your Twitter account. We're just watching this one here. This is on a quite a big pop here. This is on 5-minute candles. Have to see what transpires on this one. Say the market's still got about an hour and 15 left in it, so I'm going to start watching this one. Certainly for tomorrow too. Anyway, well, it's funny. I said in the room that this is, for me anyway, this is a very tiring day. And a lot of it is because, the market was up so much. I mean, it's up 329 right now. The Dow, the comp, Nas is up 89, SPY is up. And you think that there got to be a lot of great trades out there. And I'm sure there were. Unfortunately, for the types of stuff that I like to do, I didn't see as many as I would have liked to. So it kind of put a lot of pressure on me trying to find things. But anyway, let's just see a few of the ones that I did take. Let's go over the first one, which was definitely a disappointment, and this was Bind. And Bind, we saw this in the pre-market. This was way up in the pre-market, so obviously something that we were going to be watching. And you can see here was the pre-market, and so it's up and kind of floating around. And then on the open, the next 5-minute candle, a big giant one, and then it got above 9 and waited for the second time for it to go over 9 because it was pretty. I mean, look at this. I mean, this is down to 842, high here of 847. So you're talking about a dollar drop in about less than 15 minutes. So, it was very, very wild. And, I always like to try to let things settle down a bit. And so anyway, I took the trade here at what was it, 9? It's hard to see here, but it's on this top one here at 920. And unfortunately, on the very next candle, I stopped myself out at 915 for a nickel loss, and it went down to, I don't know, probably $9. You can't see on this bottom of this candle. And I'm thinking, okay, well, it could have done the same thing, and dropped even further. When you get these very wild swings, you just never know what's going to happen. And also, I had too many shares. I mean, I made a bit of a mistake on this one. I had too many shares, really hoping it would rip immediately. Well, you can see what happened. Had I waited probably about another minute or so, maybe 2 minutes at the most, that would have gone up to a high of 1008 from my 920. Certainly, I could have sold some in this area, but anyway, can't cry over spilled milk. That's what happened. So, kind of a bummer on that one. However, the next one kind of made up for it, and that was Pod. And Pod, again, here is the aftermarket yesterday, and so it was way down, and it was way down in the morning. So this is in the pre-market, I talked about this when I said this was a potential reversal play. And so I waited on this quite a long time. Again, these are 5-minute candles. So, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So for me, that's 40 minutes that I waited on this one and wanted to see it, break 40. Now it did break 40 here. I think, yeah, 40.07 is here. Didn't, but it just didn't seem. I didn't think it was going to have the jam to keep going, and luckily I held off, and it came back down. And I thought maybe that was it because we're down to 39.76, and I thought, well, maybe it'll just continue down. Maybe we'll get a chance at 39 or something. But it did halt, and then as it started moving, inching back, and I had this on a thumbnail chart, I finally took the trade at 40.13. And again, I probably have premature, obviously, on the first half to get rid of it at 40.43, but nice weight on the second half. So 30 cents here, but a dollar. What was that? A dollar 26 on the second half. So that turned out to be a really nice trade. Kind of made up for the buying trade. Not exactly, but it kind of made up for the buying trade, and a good exit because what's the high here? Well, up here is 41.52, so I got it at 41.39. So really good exit on the second half. So pretty happy about that trade. Let's see. Well, Halo. Halo is probably the one that really wore me out the most today. Again, this one had a great day yesterday. Let's take a look at the daily chart on it. And Here was yesterday, and it's had a great day today. Don't get me wrong, but to try to day trade this, it was very difficult. So of course this was on my scanner, and so I was going to because of yesterday. And when I say my scanner, I'm talking about I create my little best 10 list that I'm looking at, and here it is. And so I was certainly going to be watching it. Now take a look at the 5 minute candles, and so here's where it opened at 9:30. The initial pop up. Sure, you could say, well, why don't you just take it here and chase it? But easier said than done, at least for me. I mean, I have to have a bit more of a pattern. And then just this chop, this chop, this chop. And every time, I should have put a little here. Let me just see if I can put a mark at 14. Come on. There we go. There's 14. So you can see it came up and then down through it, up, down through it, up, down through it, up, down through it, up. You see what's happening here. So every time you think, well, maybe it's going to hold 14 and then run, because you're expecting a stock like this that's, a lot of excitement, lots of volume in the last few days that will, start to run again once it maybe breaks the whole number and go on a continued run. And it just really never did that. And so that kind of wore me out. I was in it. I think right here, and I exited for pennies, literally for pennies. And this is a 14. I think I got in. I was at 14.13, and I exited at I think 14.18, something like that. So again, kind of wore me out. I jokingly said, "Halo delete," and there we go. And a couple other little scalps. I'm not going to go over. I'll go over this one because it was, yeah, it's not too bad here. This came on the lifetime highs. These were not working as well as they worked yesterday. And you think maybe a little surprising with the market being up. You think, okay, stock gets a lifetime high, and with the market being so positive, maybe it would just keep going. But I just found that most of them were just stalling, not like yesterday where they had some good continuation. But I did end up taking this one, CAH. I was very late on it. Got in at 84.13, and I literally said into the room, scalp, scalp, scalp. And so I got out at 84.34 and 84. Actually, it was 84.33 and 84.23, 20 cents on the first half and 10 cents on the second half. This was more of a boredom trade, to be honest. I just wanted to, I hadn't made a trade for quite a while. It looked decent. I thought, okay, if I'm just going to risk 13 cents. I didn't make a 2-to-1 on it almost on the first half, but again, just kind of a boredom trade, but this is typical of most of the ones that I did see. It would pop through, get a high of the day through the whole number, and just kind of lays around. Now, admittedly, the market has another hour to go, and I should watch this actually now that it is basing at 84.31 in this area. If it takes a pop over, what's the high here? 84.36. There's a good possibility I will take it, and because it's steady now, in fact, 84.34. Yeah, well, I'm going to wrap up the video right now because I may hop in and take this one. Let's just one last check to see what MNOV is doing. And it is fading off the initial pop. But I'll have to watch this one. I have no idea what the news is on this. I think it's a biotech of some sort. So I have to watch this one for tomorrow, though. CH, yeah, I think I'm going to take this trade. Okay, let me wrap this up and let's see, bring back the home page or the cover page. Again, here's the address to get into the room. Log in with your Facebook or your Twitter account, and I hope to see you in the trading room tomorrow.